My sister is trying to marry into money but is notorious for choosing the wrong guys, and her current boyfriend put her in the ER twice, so I chose to call the cops on him and put him behind bars. I've, 34F, been married to my husband John for 5 years now and we have 2 daughters together, 3F and 1F. I'll preface this by saying that I had a tough childhood. My father was an abusive alcoholic who was violent with my mother, myself, and my 2 little sisters. He passed away when I was in my early 20s, and as horrible as it sounds, I was hopeful it would allow my mom and sisters to have better lives. From the time I was young, I knew I never wanted to be in such a vulnerable situation again. I focused on my career. I'm a lawyer now and married a sweet, dependable man who comes a kind and functional family. I want my girls to have happy childhoods and to never feel unsafe in their home. Sadly, my youngest sister Lisa, 29F, went in the opposite direction. Her only goal in life is to marry rich so she doesn't have to work and can stay home with her future kids. The issue is she chooses the worst guys. Her high school boyfriend was controlling, her next boyfriend was physically abusive, and her current boyfriend Ian topped the last one by putting her in the ER twice. The first time Lisa ended up in the ER, she told me she was leaving Ian. I got a call from her a few weeks later telling me they had reconciled and she was back in the ER. Again, she told me she'd leave. I was hopeful, but skeptical. The prosecutor's office is bringing charges against Ian, but Lisa doesn't want to testify, so they subpoenaed her. I told Lisa she could prevent him from harming someone else by being honest about what happened, but she said she felt for Ian because he had a bad childhood and wants to change. I know Ian is out on bail but can't legally have any communication with my sister, but I was worried they'd see each other anyway. My daughter's 3rd birthday was earlier this week. My husband and I had a birthday party for her at our home earlier today with our families, close friends, and some of her friends from preschool. I was enjoying myself when I saw Lisa holding hands with Ian in my own backyard. I was going to confront him, but my husband told me it would escalate things. I ended up taking my girls upstairs and calling the cops. I explaining that he violated the court order and was at my home with my sister in a house full of children. The cops came and arrested Ian, and my sister started screaming that I drive drunk with my kids all the time so they should arrest me too. To be clear, I would never do this. I told my sister to leave, and we ended the party early. I was sad for my daughter and also humiliated this happened in front of her friends, their parents, and my in-laws. I also feel immense guilt that I invited children to my home, and they were exposed to a violent predator. My mother stayed behind after everyone left and screamed at me for calling the police. I explained I didn't know what else to do because there was a predator in my home, around a bunch of innocent children. I would have never invited Lisa if I knew she was going to bring him. My mom said that he hurt Lisa, not children, and I said that abusive boyfriends take their anger out on bystanders all the time. I told my mom I don't think I'll ever forgive Lisa for putting my children in that position, and she told me I should be trying to help my sister through a difficult time rather than turning my back on her. My mill ended up coming back about an hour after I left the party. She's a former prosecutor, and was upset about the situation. She said she was fearful that Ian knows where I live, especially now that I called the police on him. She said that we should stay with them if he gets out on bail until things cool down. I thanked my mill, and told her about the conversation with my mom. She agreed with me, and said Lisa put my family and all the children at that party in a dangerous situation. I want to be clear that I have sympathy for Lisa and hate that she's in this position. With that being said, I can't risk my children's safety because I feel sorry for what she's going through. She put my kids in danger after I worked so hard to try and give them a happy, safe childhood. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her. Ada for calling the cops, and am I overreacting?